The Sydney Kings have finally found their big man with Tim Soares returning to the team. Soares, who was with the team a few years ago when they won their second NBL title, is returning, and the Kings, they finally have a big man. They finally have somebody who's over 6'8". Tim Soares, who is 6'11", which is really good for them. Like, they really need this, and he can also shoot the three, which is very helpful for when you have Xavier Cooks on the court with you. He's coming off a pretty strong stint in the B League in Japan, so to see him returning is a good sign. I don't think it would have cost that much. I don't think he's one of those big men that's very expensive. He's probably in that same kind of category as Marcus Lee. And the Kings desperately needed size, so it's so good to finally have a proper center now that relieves Kelly Leaupepe a fair bit. Xavier Cooks doesn't have to play that small ball five as much. Like a few positive things here. Also, having Andrew Bogut as your assistant coach does help a lot just because of that experience. He is the former big man, former MVP of the league, so to have that around helping Tim Soares, Kelly Leaupepe, Xavier Cooks and all that, that's a good sign. Now let's look at the squad. We have Delhi back. We have Kendrick Davis, Bull Qual, Xavier Cooks, Tim Soares. What a starting five that is right now. They're also one of those teams that's finally got all 11 players. They've also got a couple, they got a DP, Jason Spurgeon, he's gone back on that DP contract. And they may have one of the strongest benches. You got guys like Jalen Galloway and Kawhi who could be starters in a lot of other teams. They're coming off the bench. That's just a very strong sense of what the Kings have built. This is year 2 in the Gorge era. Year 1 wasn't the best. It was meant to be. We were meant to be the first place, but of course we weren't. Having the best team on paper doesn't always equate to wins. And I'm just hoping that they've learnt the last couple seasons that just because you have a very, very good team on paper doesn't mean we're just going to have an easy roll. I'm hoping Delhi just brings us back into reality and he helps us get back into their winning ways. And I do think this is going to be a very exciting team to watch. Hopefully, Bull Qual does stay healthy. Jalen Galloway, them two, we really need them on the court to actually have a fighting chance. And actually having some size is going to make things a lot more easier. I think rebounding, we weren't actually as bad as you would think for somebody whose tallest player was 6'8", but it is nice just to not have to rely on a 6'5" center. That is probably one of the big positives here. And I do think he does, Tim Soares does bring some balance to the team, which is good. We needed that. Delhi brings that other balance. Him and Kendrick Davis is going to be such a dynamic backcourt. Either one of them two is always going to be on the court. Hopefully this isn't going to be one of these things where Gorge just ran a 5-man bench lineup. This isn't what you don't need to do that. You've got 2 ball players that can play 35 plus minutes a night if you need them to. But we will wait and see. At this point, I do think they're going to be a top 3 team again. If they actually do it, that is time will tell. I've expected them to do that every year and they have disappointed me. Hopefully they don't disappoint me anymore. We will see. Anyway, let me know, is this a good signing for the Kings? Tim Soares, is he going to be help with the fit? Let us know.